So I watched Return to Silent Hill, and damn it, man, it was so lifeless. I'd rather watch wet paint dry. And the wild part is, this didn't have to be so hard to make at all. Because what this movie basically is, let me tell you, it is Silent Hill 2, but someone took all the major cutscenes, stick them together, removed all the breathing room, stripped out the psychology, randomly changed the key details, and then acted surprised when it didn't work. Eddie shows up for what, like a minute? Says a few lines, hit James a few times, or I believe he kicked him. I believe it was a kick. I just can't be bothered to look it up anymore, honestly. Then he vanishes into the fog like a forgotten NPC, which stands for non-playable character. Laura exists, technically, I guess. Angela is there, but she's now this emo goth side quest you meet early on and then completely you just forget about her like instantly, which is quite impressive because in the game, she's one of the most disturbing characters ever written. And my boy James, bro reacts to cosmic horror like he just spilled his tea on his fucking t-shirt. If I saw the things James saw in Silent Hill, I'd be, I don't know, questioning reality maybe, wondering if my brain just snapped in half, like what the fuck is happening here? Is this the afterlife? Can anyone here tell me? And it's the same thing that fucking James says as well when he's like walking through Silent Hill. Hello? Is anyone here? Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Movie James. Oh, anyway, I miss my girlfriend. Can you show me the way, dear monster? That's just how dumb he is, if you think about it. And that's kind of the thing, man. Like, Silent Hill lives and dies on subtlety. And the director, Christoph Gans, does not understand that subtlety at all. Like, everything is shoved directly in your face like, do you get it? Do you get it? Do you see this? Do you understand it? In the game, you have to think. You sit with things. You connect dots like you're a detective trying to solve a case. But like in this movie though, it's all spilled out to you like someone popped a cheat code. They also make baffling changes for no reason. Mary isn't James' wife anymore. She's his girlfriend. Any thought-provoking reason for that change, maybe? Nah, Angela's introduction is completely rewritten into this bizarre scene where she's carrying sandbags at a flooded graveyard like she's in a FEMA drill. I genuinely paused for a sec and thought, am I misremembering the game or did it just make this up? And then here's the biggest disappointment of all. In Silent Hill 2, the monsters are personal. Pyramid Head isn't just a cool monster, he's a manifestation of James' guilt and trauma. That is why Laura doesn't see anything in the game. To her, Silent Hill is just an empty, boring town. In the movie, however, everyone sees everything. Laura sees the monsters. Everyone shares the same hallucinations, which completely guts the entire point of what Silent Hill actually is. Maria at least looks right, so I will give Christoph Gans one tiny breadcrumb of credit for that. She has the outfit, so that's, I guess, surface level accuracy, I guess. But her meaning is just completely wasted. She's no longer the seductive manifestation of James' desire. She's just there, like a cosplay with dialogue, like a Skyrim NPC. Eddie, in the game, he's tragic, dangerous, and eventually he becomes one of the boss battles James, has to fight. Even though James goes completely against it because he doesn't want to fight Eddie and he's trying to, talk to him and shit like that. But not this one. In the movie, he trauma dumps lightly and then runs off like he left the stove on. And he never, ever comes back. So let's talk about the final boss. Except, hold on a minute. There isn't one. There's no fight or confrontation or struggle or fucking James trying to hit Mary with his rusty pipe. None of that. No, it's James. He sees fucking the bed floating up and he comes to terms. Yeah, he sits on his knees, says he's sorry. And I guess spoiler alert, he kills his wife. Girlfriend, because the movie already changed that for no reason, and I still don't know why they did that. This whole climax plays out and it's just completely wow, man. It's just so underwhelming. It's crazy. They're on the rooftop, right? And Mary, her body's laying there like a cloth, like covering her. And the bed starts floating upward like it's being pulled on like invisible strings. Looks absolutely cheap and horrible. In my head, it felt like I was watching a low-budget Disney C movie or something, or a fantasy sequence of, and they forgot to like edit it properly or something. Awful. Like a stage play, Incredibly artificial. From what I remember, there were like moths are starting to like swirl around the bed. And then eventually he kind of like turns into like this zombie Vecna thing. And obviously it's not elegant. It tries to be, I guess, disturbing by the way that she looked, but it's not. She's like this creepy CGI creature with extra limbs. And she's trying very hard to look profound. And she opens her arms and she touches his face and they lock eyes like they're still in love. For a split second, you get that flashback of when I'm kissing with like all the moths flying around. So now I guess you can have the connection of, oh hey, moths here, moths there. Oh, so she's a moth woman now or something, but like completely scarred and burned up. It's fucking awful. And like James is also floating, if I haven't mentioned that. Yeah, he's floating. Like the entire Lakeview Hotel is completely like crumbled below him. It looks absolutely horrifying in a bad way, like bad CGI. It just looks like green screen as horrible. After that, you see like moths like floating into the screen, and then you kind of cut, and then you see James suddenly sitting back on the rooftop floor of the Lakeview Hotel in Silent Hill, so everything is back to normal. And Mary's body's like laying in front of him, and she has like this white cloth like covering her entire body, right? And that's it. And then he stands up and he carries her body out of the hotel, like puts her in the car, and they drive into the lake where he tries to drown himself because, he should have died that day, guys, remember? So they are committing towards this in-water ending, which I think is very bold. And on paper, that ending should like hit you like a fucking truck, right? It's like, wow, like they went with a very dark ending. But it doesn't, because where Silent Hill 2 earned that ending, because you spent hours drowning in the guilt, together with James, and then you hear Mary's letter at the end, you feel the fog, the loneliness, like the suffocating quiet, and even days after playing the original game or the remake, it still kind of lingers in your head. You're like, wow, that's like some deep ass shit. Here, it's like nothing. Because after they hit the water, you go back into this fucking loop of like the beginning. And instead of him driving her into town, like they drive off to like somewhere else. And that's basically when credit rolls, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't know if that's supposed to be like a dream sequence or something that he truly wanted, or that's like the true ending, or is it like that he actually drowned, but then while he was drowning, he was thinking of that? I don't know, but I'm guessing, knowing how completely stupid this movie is that the actual ending is what I just said. They drive off into the sunset, right? And it's like one of those massive fumbles, because what I really, really loved about the original was, like I said, that letter. They were so emotional, and the actors were so fucking good, and like bringing emotion to a fucking letter, right? Like you have letters in fucking video games. You just read through the mirrors like, okay, August 5, 1929, blah, blah, blah. But no, this woman, the way that she voice acts, and there's also like no music in the video game. It's like you see the foggy shit and everything, and you hear her emotions, like it's so fucking gripping. And here you don't have that, because like in the intro you kind of hear that she's like going over that stupid letter, and that's it. So absolute massive fumble. That's how exhausted I was by watching the movie. And it's been a couple of days and I'm still exhausted. By even talking about it makes me exhausted. Like, after this, I really need to take a nap. I'm not kidding. There's even a scene where James basically summons Pyramid Head. Like, he's casting a spell. What the fuck is he now? Like, a wizard? I mean, come on, man. So it's just one of the most baffling things I've ever seen in a horror movie. Pyramid Head isn't a Pokemon you call in for backup. And you can see that my voice is already just like fucking cracking up. Like, even my voice is refusing to talk about this movie. Just imagine that for a sec. Visually, by the way, it's quite a mixed bag, though. Like, some monsters look fine. Like, the spitters were decent looking and accurately on how I remember them. The Spider Lady, however, I have no idea why she even exists. Like, I played the game, and she's not there. She just showed up to be an awkward and uncomfortable, which I guess is on brand, but not in a good way. Then other times you can literally see the actor Jeremy portraying James standing in front of a fucking green screen. I find that so fucking painful. With the technique we have today in 2025, 2026, I mean, come on guys, you could do better than that. Although I might expect this from an indie project or a indie self-funded film, but not a movie that has a decent budget accompanying it. And here's the most frustrating part. There were like fan films on YouTube and like other, like social media outlets that understand Silent Hill better than this. There are ways to adapt Silent Hill without even touching James Sunderland. You can make a completely original character, having them stumble into the town and force them to confront their buried trauma. But instead, they have adapted Silent Hill 2 and butchered it. 3 writers worked on this. 3! And somehow it ended up worse than Silent Hill Revelation. The 2006 movie still sits at a 6.5. This one is already at a 4.2. And that tells you everything you need to know. And by the way, I don't blame the actors, especially Jeremy Irvine. I think he genuinely tried. But you can't act your way out of a script that fundamentally doesn't understand what it's adapting. So here's my honest advice to you. Don't watch this. Don't use it as background noise. Don't watch it when you're bored. Don't watch it when the world's on fire. I'm saving you 1 hour and 36 minutes of your life. And I somehow still am curious about this festering wound. Watch the trailer. And then you will come back to this video and you will thank me. And you will subscribe. If you want Silent Hill, play the game. And if you're not a gamer, just watch the playthrough or whatsoever. It's way better. And if you want something grotesque, horror, whatsoever, watch Evil Dead. Or simply, actually, literally any other horror movie or franchise you can think of that's decent. I throw like a bonus in for you right here, right now. Hostel. That was quite a sick movie. The point I'm making here is watch literally anything else than this dumpster fire. This movie isn't just bad, it's fundamentally pointless. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Okay, anyway, catch you guys on the flip-flop.